TIMA resumed visits to Shuangxi District in New Taipei, helping the elderly get back to good health. Jiayi Recycling Station sits at 1,300 meters above sea level, making it the highest in Taiwan. I'm Sean Scanlon. This is DAI Headlines. Let's get started. TIMA Northern District conducts home visits in rural areas once every 2 months. Recently, they visited Shuangxi District of New Taipei, giving elders advice about their aches and pains. Here's more.
我们现在还年轻，然后我们有比较健康的身体，所以其实把时间好好的运用，可以帮助别人。我觉得这是他们示现给我们的东西，让我们可以省思的。
Autumn is approaching, especially in Shanxi district of New Taipei City. The temperature drops sharply after the rain, yet TIMA still carry out house calls as promised once every 2 months. 85-year-old Grandma Su Wei was originally a Tzu Chi recycling volunteer, yet she has been suffering from osteoporosis in recent years, so she is unable to carry out recycling work. A doctor is carefully checking her body, while a volunteer is giving her some caring advice.
一手给你关怀，一手医生代表上灵，来给你关怀，所以你只要平常时记录好，脚行较慢，手去人管道，好。
独居老人是他们的心灵上。
The solitary seniors mostly need our company. Whether it is a doctor professional advice which makes them more confident about their health, or volunteers' companionship and care, I think all it is very much needed.
我觉得都是非常的需要。
As there were 10 visit routes, a total of 116 healthcare workers and volunteers were mobilized this time. Wu Anran, a pharmacist from Taipei City Hospital, joined the event with 2 daughters, hoping that they could cherish the blessings when seeing this suffering.
My daughters are living a very blessed life, so I bring them here to let them know not all people can have a good living environment like them. There are actually many different situations. It's better for them to see directly rather than telling them in words, as this gives them a deeper feeling.
83-year-old Zhang Jingcai is a local Tzu Chi volunteer in Shanxi district. His physical condition has deteriorated over the years and can no longer lead the team for medical treatment. Volunteers specially came here to care for him.
Because he has a bad appetite recently, he is weaker. We blessed him and also encourage him to move more.
医疗上其实有个很重要的东西，就是叫做全人医疗啦。我觉得双溪艺人这边给我很大感觉，就是我们可以体现出全人医疗这样子一个概念，我觉得是非常棒的。
这样子看，你看，因为他。
Northern District TIMA members go to Gongliao regularly to hold free clinics and provide house calls. The service resumed after a half-a-year break because of COVID, leading local residents to be especially delighted. Take a look.
这里就比较偏远，就是医疗资源比较没那么充足的地方，其实就是还蛮需要医护人员去帮忙的。紧丢一个。
There's beautiful fishing village scenery in Gongliao, in New Taipei City. Since it lacks medical resources, Northern District TIMA members visit the residents bi-monthly.
Usually when we go see a doctor, he will apply ultrasound check if he thinks there's a need to do so. Today everything was done in a short period of time. The doctors were very friendly. I felt so fortunate. Tzu Chi takes care of people in remote regions and seniors in need.
In fact, these seniors want more than good health. As we come, we do not only treat their illnesses, we also provide care and interact with him. This way, he feels that someone still cares for him. Dr. Shen Shixiong has participated in free clinics in Gongliao for more than 10 years and has befriended the seniors. Every time he comes to visit them, he feels like he's returning home.
It is good that these doctors have come to visit me. I am very grateful.
I'm very close to them because we've interacted for more than 10 years. They also look forward to our visit. That is why we feel close.
Treating the patient while sitting on a stool or applying acupuncture while kneeling down, the doctors are very friendly to the local residents.
When I first started participating in free clinics, I hoped I could help treat the patient's illnesses. Later, I discovered that care is more important than treatment. Now I face all the patients with care, hoping to provide them with spiritual support.
The team of doctors deliver their love and care while providing medical services, hoping the seniors will enjoy good health.
In Hong Kong, Tzu Chi volunteers provided hot food and aid supplies and also care for the homeless during the Mid-Autumn Festival. They also played games and sang songs, creating a very festive mood.
How do the homeless celebrate Mid-Autumn Festival? Tzu Chi volunteers in Hong Kong prepared 3 different meal boxes and also the local red bean soup. The taste of home is a must.
To be honest, they are facing difficulties even for their daily meals. We came here today to provide a meal box and a dessert. They are already very happy.
Not only did the volunteers fill up their stomachs, they also provide care for the homeless, playing the guessing game to light up the atmosphere and also singing old songs one after another. There's no need for instruments as they sang their joy and also the feeling of missing of their family.
Tzu Chi brothers and sisters have lightened up the festive atmosphere. They let us feel like home, like we're a family.
The care packages provided are the foods they need the most. Due to the pandemic, many of them have been jobless for 10 months.
Thank you all for the supplies and also the mooncake. Really, thank you so much.
Today we brought the meal boxes and also the care packages, hoping that in this festive period they can feel reunited. Also hope that the pandemic can end soon and they can all find jobs.
Although the event came to an end, but the supplies and care provided by the volunteers have made their night a better one.
In Kunming, a Tzu Chi care recipient became paralyzed from a surgery. This made her totally dependent on her father. Tzu Chi volunteers helped her apply for public housing, and now she can live a normal life.
As the rain continues to fall outside, for this lady, even she is hit by the rain, she still thinks that it's God's grace. This small area is Zhao Jianying's house. A surgery 10 years ago caused damage to her spinal nerves, leaving her paralyzed waist down. Her life has been dependent on her father, and she was unable to head out of her home by herself.
I've always wanted to go out and buy a baked urquell, but I'm unable to do so. I finally get to do it today. Her father's health condition is also declining and is unable to carry her, so it's very difficult for her to head out. I suggested her to apply for a public rental house as there's a lift. We brought her to try and she successfully applied it.
With the help of Tzu Chi volunteers, Zhao Jianying finally moved from her small house into a whole new environment, greatly improving her life quality.
I've been hoping for a new house for almost 5 years now. If our home does not have a lift, carrying her will become even harder for me. I'm really thankful for the care provided by Tzu Chi brothers and sisters.
I finally get to live a normal life, heading out to buy groceries, cooking, and making friends.
The spring decoration on her fridge is hope for a happy and fruitful life in the future. It's also a reminder of a dream that has been fulfilled after 10 years.
Last time it was my father who prepared meals for me. Now I'm also able to prepare meals for my father. My teen-year dream has truly been fulfilled.
The Tzu Chi Zhouhou Peru chapter has been caring for Lim Ah-san, who was paralyzed due to a stroke for 10 years. He used to be the breadwinner of the family, but since his illness, his wife has felt helpless.
At 7 o'clock, the manager called and asked if Lin Ya-shan was my husband. I said yes. Then he told me not to be nervous and take it easy because he was in a hospital at that time.
When Shi Shouyu talked about this past incident, she still had a bit of sorrow. 10 years ago, her husband had a stroke at work, so she had to shoulder the burden of the whole family.
The TCM doctor came for acupuncture, and each time it cost about $25, so my burden was quite heavy. Later, he called the Tzu Chi Zhouhou Peru chapter. Then some Tzu Chi volunteers came to visit us.
After her husband fell sick, the only financial pillar of the family collapsed. Shi Shouyu was at a loss. Later, Tzu Chi provided monthly living allowances to relieve her plight.
After knowing Tzu Chi, actually they have helped a lot in terms of living expenses. Sometimes when there were things that I couldn't figure out, I would talk to Tzu Chi volunteers and they would give me advice.
No matter how difficult life was, she still had to live on. After her husband stabilized, she started to make vegetarian desserts to subsidize their living expenses, leading her family and neighbors to donate money to Bamboo Corn Bank for charity.
I thought that Tzu Chi had helped me and I could also pay them back. I don't want to keep asking them for assistance. They have helped us and we should help others in return. So I made a little donation every day so they can help more people.
More than 2 years ago, her husband had a second stroke. Tzu Chi volunteers were still by their side. At the same time, they asked team member to provide medical service at their home. Lin Ya-san became the first patient who needs long-term medical care in the Zhouhou Peru chapter.
Usually for a patient like him, who has a stroke for the second time, his recovery will be more difficult. Fortunately, this Tzu Chi sister did not give up on him and still gave him a lot of encouragement. So in the rehabilitation process, he has seen very good improvement.
Accompanied by the medical team and volunteers, Lin Ya-san's rehabilitation is getting better and better. With the help of volunteers, her daughter applied to Tzu Chi University in Taiwan, and the family's life is gradually getting back on track.
Thank you, Tzu Chi brothers and sisters. They have helped us a lot. I don't know how to express my gratefulness.
A recycling station in Chiayi is 1,300 meters above sea level. It's considered the highest elevation for a recycling station in Taiwan. The closest recycling station is 50 kilometers away, with Tzu Chi volunteers making the monthly trip to pick up recyclables.
It's just before sunrise for the day. The sun's rays peek in between the mountain and the first light seen. Cameras are out to capture the smiles of the tourists as they greet the day. However, on the other side of Ali Shan, another group of people are also starting their day with a different purpose. Wang Xiugui and her husband, Wu Yingxiang, are making stops along the Ali Shan County Highway to pick up recyclables. 72-year-old Xu Liu Yehe is sorting recyclables at the small plot of land on Lomei Road. This is the Hemei recycling station at Zhongpu Township, where 3 volunteers are heading out. The recycling truck heads up to the mountain each month to pick up the recyclables.
These are our bodhisattvas who are furthest away from us and live in the highest mountain region. So we must have 3 volunteers when we make the trip. As this is an old truck, it might break down sometimes when we are making our trip uphill.
这是龙美的一个站，第一个站。这3块的啊，跟那一起的，较细的哦。
Heading up the winding road to the mountains, beautiful scenery is along the way, and volunteers reach the final destination of Shizhuo. Parking the car, then putting down a wooden wheel chalk is the routine Wu Yingxiang and the volunteers have come to maintain over the years. During work, they hardly ever chit-chat. They separate the tasks while efficiently and quickly filling up the entire truck. This is the 21 kilometers marker on the Suzhou County Highway 169, where all the collected recyclables for the area are stored. It can be said this is Taiwan's highest recycling station. This small plot of land with the vegetable garden actually belongs to Wang Xiugui and her husband. They organize the recyclables in the front, and the back is the garden.
It was at my house originally, but it wasn't convenient, so we moved to this spot.
Their home is located on the streets of Fenqihu, where there are lots of tourists as well as garbage.
I don't want the tourists to think it's dirty here. That's not good.
Everyone was doing recycling, and if we didn't, it would look bad.
Seeing how everyone was recycling, Wang devoted herself to the mission at the age of 50 and has been doing so for the past 15 years. They can be said to be pioneers of this recycling effort when they began. In 7 days' time, if you subtract the days they farmed, they would have spent 3 days waking up in the dark to keep up the recycling mission.
He saw that I was exhausted and moving the heavy stuff and came to help occasionally.
Motivating her husband to join her efforts, the two now partner up. 4 years ago, due to the restrictions on the old streets, they moved the recycling station to their garden. This is the recycling station with the highest elevation in Taiwan. And if you are ever around this spot on the Alishan County Road, stop for a moment and take a look, as there is a group of people who are putting in their time and effort to keep the sacred mountain clean.
In Malaysia, a police station on the outskirts of Kuala Lumpur wanted to turn an open space behind a recycling station into a vegetable garden. They invited Tzu Chi volunteers and nearby residents to help green the area, maximizing the value of this open space. Recycled PET bottles can be used as hanging planters for plants. Tzu Chi volunteers were invited to this police station in the suburbs of Kuala Lumpur to promote recycling.
It can help avoid environmental pollution, and we want a beautiful landscape. Everyone has the right to enjoy the best possible living environment.
The open space has been cleaned up and greenery has been added. Now you can see creativity and innovation everywhere.
Instead of using bricks, let's use this. This can last a long time because the plastic takes a long time to decompose. This is made with an inner layer of aluminum foil package. This is called polyaluminum chloride. Just put it in. Mosquitoes can't fly in, and you just need to add water once a month.
Not only is it beautiful, but various vegetables are also planted in the garden to promote interaction between the police and the people.
If there's such an event in each area, I believe that the police and our citizens will build a better relationship together.
The police station placed recycling bins outside and encouraged police officers to take the lead in sorting recycling and implementing an eco-friendly life. In Malacca, Malaysia, recycling volunteer Ng Kim Luan is very pure-minded and hardworking. While she does not speak of many recycling concepts, she takes actions to protect the environment. Let's take a look.
Although she says she forgot, she is collecting recyclables agilely. She's 67-year recycling volunteer Ng Kim Luan, who often collects recyclables in the community.
She looks for recyclables from the garbage cans. I told her not to do that. You should pass the experience on to young people, because if you collect recyclables by yourself, you can never complete the work.
I used to carry it with a small car. Later, a van was available, so I collect the recyclables from door to door.
She gets on a recycling van to collect recyclables with other volunteers. For the past 4 years, she often promotes recycling in the community.
Even family leaves their recyclables for us. We come once a month on Sunday. On Saturday, she will distribute bags to the residents so they know we are coming to collect recyclables tomorrow.
For 3 days a week, Ann Kim Leon appears at a recycling station. She's pure-minded and agile. Sorting the recyclables is an easy task for her.
In the past, when I came, I did not know what to do. She asked me to sort the iron. Recently, there is a little iron recyclables, so I sorted other materials. I help do other tasks.
In fact, she is very kind-hearted and does a lot of work. She says that she did little. In our eyes, she did a lot of work. Some tasks may look simple, but they are challenging. She keeps improving.
They said that I have improved, but I do not feel that way. How have I improved? Sometimes I ask myself, why am I walking this path? I don't know.
And Kim Leon has inspired neighbors to do recycling with her. She's now leading a fulfilling life being a recycling volunteer.
3 years ago, Tzu Chi volunteers went to Jiangxi's Lianhua County to promote eco-friendliness and recycling. During the visit, volunteers encouraged villagers to use eco-friendly enzymes and invite an agricultural expert to teach villagers how to plant with organic fertilizers.
During autumn, the harvest begins at Jiangxi Lianhua County's Wuchang village as villagers celebrate. The fulfilling fields are done by Chen Yumei. This year, she used organic farming, which produces a different and better result.
This is with enzyme and this is without enzyme injection. The crops are not sick and without bugs. And look at the grains, they are very full.
To have a kind mindset towards the land, Chen Yumei told us that this was because of Tzu Chi volunteers.
We use fruit skin, brown sugar, and water to make this enzyme. It's very eco-friendly.
3 years ago, Tzu Chi volunteers in Changsha came to the village to promote eco-friendliness while teaching how to make the organic enzyme. An agricultural expert was also invited to further promote the use of an eco-friendly enzyme.
The enzyme may help the city with wet garbage. It can also be an organic fertilizer for the village. If more people use it for planting organic rice, more people may be able to eat this healthy crop.
Chen Yumei, after hearing the expert's opinion, immediately tried out the new method. This year in June, she conducted an experiment in 1/3 of her rice field. The crops with enzyme fertilization grew better than the crops using chemical fertilizer, giving her a confidence boost.
I want to make more enzymes for the upcoming winter, and I will see how many enzymes I can make next year and will plant more.
Treating the land with sincerity, Chen Yumei hopes that the crops planted are healthy for the body. She also says that she will use her own experience to promote such organic farming at Wuchang village.
In Malaysia, SW Corporation invited 5 groups to carry out a cleanup campaign as part of the Clean Up the World weekend. Tzu Chi is one of the invited groups which picked up 110 kilograms of garbage that day. We leave you with these images. Goodbye.